RIAI is delighted to present the 2022 award winners. Our jury visited buildings and places and arrived at this fantastic shortlist. The quality of the submissions was exceptionally high and demonstrates the value that Irish architects are adding to all aspects of Ireland's cultural, economic and social infrastructure. Quality architecture enriches all our lives. Awards are made over a number of categories, and the RIAI Awards offer a fascinating insight into current architectural practice in Ireland. We hope you enjoy the results, following an address by RIAI President Charlotte Sheridan.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the RIAI 2022 Awards. The RIAI is the home of architecture in Ireland, and architecture is all about people and creating wonderful buildings for people, but also the spaces between the buildings, the great places for people to live and work. The RIAI Awards are really important. They demonstrate the fantastic architecture that we're creating, the wonderful places where we live, where we work and where we recreate. And it's a celebration too of the collaboration between architects and also their clients, but also to the general public as well, and to really demonstrate the value that it's bringing to society at large.
Conservation and repair of the Honan Chapel in the grounds of University College Cork is a testament to the wealth of exceptional craftsmanship and conservation skills that can be found in Ireland today. Though small in size, the skills required to complete these works, which have been expertly coordinated by a conservation architect, included specialists in limestone, leadwork, plastering, silver, stained glass, mosaic and joinery. In line with good conservation practice, extensive non-destructive testing was used to identify hidden details, to establish causes of decay and moisture deterioration, and to evaluate the potential effectiveness of proposed interventions. A sophisticated and successful scheme, Castle Timon Library is a carefully detailed and crafted building. Sitting sensitively within its context and taking form from its triangular site, the inviting roadside elevation with its large windows acts as a portal into the open plan space. The building's intricate brick detailing establishes a variety of alternating patterns based on the 45-degree building geometry and inherited site constraints. Continuity of this refined palette and geometry is carried internally through the building's materiality and forms. The proposal's simple plan allows for a dynamic and flexible space which has been welcomed by the community. The jury considered the Marshall Building an important piece of city making. This building is the final piece in a complex campus puzzle for the London School of Economics, looking to re-establish the urban block. The architecture cleverly invites and guides visitors up through the building, offering interior glimpses and snapshots of what is to come. This connects the new addition back into the city, implying a more generous academic institution. The brief is complex and supports this, with the vertical interlocking of leisure, education and public spaces. The muscular structure and robust material choice implies a permanence, providing an enduring offering to the city. This is an excellent standalone extension to Ratoath College, an existing secondary school. The materials and windows of the new structure are a clever inversion of the original building, designed by the same architects, which allows for a separate identity, yet also strongly relates back to the parent. Careful siting and building form has enhanced the existing landscape by adding enclosure and definition to the existing courtyard spaces. Clever rethinking of the direction of roof spans has allowed for natural light to penetrate into the interior in varied and interesting ways. The utilisation of the social spaces has been maximised by intelligent planning and the use of well-positioned sliding doors. Internally, the use of carefully selected colour highlights throughout the internal circulation areas is a delight. Connection to the outside and enhanced attention to materials and details has been considered at every step. Set into a restricted site, the new terraces of Ainsley Gardens knit into this Victorian neighbourhood of Ranelagh. This medium-density development respects the established urban grain by infilling a backland site, bounded by a network of laneways with modern townhouses. Contemporary in form, but reflecting the materiality of the neighbouring homes, the scheme respects the privacy of neighbouring properties, while providing quality private external space through carefully placed windows and brick screening. Modern interpretations of traditional brick detailing settle the development into its neighbourhood. The brick lightwell stacks echo the rhythms and silhouettes of chimneys in the vicinity. The front thresholds are notable in providing shelter, planting, subtly concealed services and opportunities for interactions with neighbours beneath generous cantilevered brick soffits. Careful spatial planning, which optimises floor space, and ceiling profiles, which maximise height, combined with windows and screens orientated to capture daylight, give an excellent sense of space to these A-rated city homes. The extensions to Middleton Park Gate Lodge and Kennels are sunk into the contours of the site. Subtle and understated to the exterior, the additions reference agricultural structures in their form and materials, while successfully adding floor area to the existing buildings to ensure their viability into the future. The structure of the new extensions is expressed honestly. The wildflower meadow, viewed from the main living space, is playfully framed by the coloured steel beam and heated concrete bench. The great success of this project is the deep connection set up between building users and the landscape. This project demonstrates the importance of the provision of facilities for communities to participate in less popular sport, leisure and cultural activities. This significant public intervention enhances and expands the range of leisure facilities available to young people in the local area. The close proximity and blurred boundaries between the playground and the skate park allows for underutilised grinding rails to double up as benches for vigilant parents. Dublin City Council are commended for expanding the provision of leisure facilities for the Ballyfermot area and the wider city community. Derived from an architectural competition, the play park significantly enhances Lefanu Park and the existing Ballyfermot sports and leisure facilities. The competition commissioning body and their selected design team have delivered an exemplar project demonstrating active public space for all ages. Restorative Practice, which began in 2019, is an architectural research project that is working across design, education, cultural remembrance and historical policy. The work is focused on collective memory, institutional restructuring and advancing education for how we as a profession can develop and learn from our past, with an ultimate aim for restorative justice. This project is ongoing, having recently developed an interim vision document, and has had an impact politically with the government announcement in March of this year of the plan to establish a national site of conscience on the site of the former Magdalen Laundry at Sean McDermott Street. The jury were impressed by not only the obvious commitment to sustainability principles at the heart of this project, but also the quality and beauty of the spaces created. The reuse and refurbishment of an existing 1970s house to create a low-energy and low-embodied carbon family home in a sustainable location serves as a valuable blueprint for similar projects. The use of an embodied carbon calculator and post-occupancy evaluation is to be commended. The Marshall Building provides not only an elegant and beautiful addition to the university campus, but has at its core a meticulous approach to sustainability. The building design, using daylight modelling and irradiation mapping at conception, developed a facade design that considers natural light and fresh air while reducing solar gain, seeking to optimise passive elements and reduce active elements. Quality assurance, well-being, ecology, biodiversity and post-occupancy performance demonstrates excellence in design with sustainability ingrained. The successful adaptation of India buildings sets a very high standard for workplace design in a listed city centre commercial building built almost 100 years ago. The client's brief required their workplace to be designed to class-leading inclusive and accessible design standards to ensure that it can be easily used by a wide and diverse range of people. The building provides environments that are based on need rather than status, allowing staff to work in a way they feel is best for them, whether at a traditional desk, a quiet work area, an enclosed private room, or an open collaboration area. It cleverly solves issues for neurodivergent people through the provision of natural lighting, restorative and neutral spaces for people to take time out from stressful or upsetting situations, and sensory muted spaces where visual and tactile distractions are minimised. The architects have skillfully balanced the sometimes conflicting requirements of universal design, conservation, security, and health and well-being with well-designed interventions informed by the need to achieve a quality of experience for all building users. This project embraces all the ingredients of good placemaking. The success of the innovative community engagement processes in Cove is evident from the number of positive public observations made during the formal planning process. The inclusion of all stakeholders in the design process from the outset contributes to its success in realising a scheme that embraces a high degree of conflicting requirements. The inclusion of building owners and a multitude of state agencies in this multidisciplinary process has led to an exemplary people-centred project, while harnessing the existing cultural and social values and embracing innovative approaches to ecological continuity and climate mitigation. The respect and recognition of the existing physical assets and morphology woven into the scheme will enhance the existing architectural and cultural heritage. The success of a public space is driven by the activity on its edge. This project is a low-cost, heritage-led approach to urban revisitation through reinvigoration of the existing edge condition in the public realm. The project shows how a coordinated approach to urban design and planning can be most effective in restoring the historic town core at modest cost. Critically, this project has delivered in successfully bringing back into use a cluster of vacant properties in Ramelton. It is an exemplar for the future revitalisation of small historic towns in Ireland. The National Forensic Mental Health Care Facility successfully creates a balance between a secure setting and a therapeutic care environment. While dealing with a challenging and complex brief, the scheme has been executed with great sensitivity, which maximises light and the user's connection to nature at every opportunity. An exemplary project within its field, the design has maximised the potential of the brief and delivered a noteworthy scheme. From the wider scale campus layout to the individual courtyard dwellings, the design allows for connection, aesthetic quality, and a sense of community. Located on the deep and narrow site of an old bottleworks factory on Barrow Street, this project seamlessly weaves the provision of light, ventilation, services and access strategy to the new enterprise centre with volumes that respect the surrounding residences. The building envelope filters and bounces light within the interior whilst providing privacy to neighbouring properties, including the adjoining terrace of single-storey cottages. With a palette of pattern and colour derived from the site's history of a bottleworks factory and utilised throughout the interior and exterior, the scheme is given a rich visual interest and notable cohesion. This project demonstrates the effectiveness of a small headquarters building which provides limited working spaces combined with facilities to accommodate collaborative interactions with colleagues and visitors from external communities. The architects have scrutinised the client brief to produce a simple, well-detailed building. They have facilitated the required functional accommodation, but enhanced their requirements with the addition of external spaces, providing areas to greet visitors, decamp from meetings, meditate quietly, or interact informally. The internal spaces, organised either side of a top-lit central spine corridor, extend beneath low, deep, overhanging eaves from the large meeting room into an enclosed walled garden, or from cellular offices out across wildflower planting to manicured lawns. The eaves are a significant architectural device which facilitates the expansion of a small building footprint into additional external accommodation. The architects have ensured that a simple, robust material palette has been finely detailed, well crafted to achieve a comfortable, homely working environment for all occupants and visitors. This project responds to the challenge of working from home and has done so in a restrained and appealing way. Addressing a steep and narrow plot, the three simple charred larch-clad volumes are nestled into the sloping site, creating distance between the main house and office. Separation between the workplace and home is further enhanced through considered detailing of the windowless entrance facade and batten screen. Careful positioning of windows and clever ventilation hatches on the remaining elevations provide views to the surrounding woodlight and dappled light to the spaces within. This is a simple, beautiful and innovative solution. Further enhanced by the building's adaptability, the pods are movable to allow for flexibility as future needs change. We hope you enjoyed the rich diversity and quality design standards of the 2022 RIAI Awards. You will find more information on the RIAI website, riai.ie, including projects selected by the jury for exhibition. The RIAI Architecture Awards are supported by our gold sponsors, Kings Court Brick and Van der Sanden.